San Antonio team, they just didn't go away last year. Pop himself said he felt they peaked in the 2014 finals.
You know, and you wonder if what Pop said is true. Spurs lost in the first round last year, and they'll be going through a lot of changes in the near future. And with the way they run that organization, they'll still be competing, I believe, for quite some time.
Out to the wing, and he bangs it home. One hand.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. 6 on the shot clock. One-on-one fast break. Oh, and the dunk by Ariza.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when the steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
And the third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
And, Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he adds a lot more to his totals after the break.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
Yeah, he was in attack mode from the word go. Came out very aggressively in that first half.
Take a look at his shot chart. It looks like the ink spilled right at the rim. No reason for him to settle for anything less.
Down low, it's Jones and Howard together. Everly and Harden, they're the backcourt. And it's Ariza in the small forward. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
And for Terrence Jones, there's a quiet excitement surrounding him in personnel circles. Last season, he was a much better rim protector, way up in blocks, and his three-point percentage was up as well. So those are the kinds of year-3 improvements that talent evaluators are always looking for, especially when you come into the league as an underclassman.
Here's Mills. He dishes it to Aldridge. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
Houston in the lead. Harden dishes to Jones. Back to Harden. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Well, for Terrence Jones, Clark, a very scary episode to begin last season. He suffered from a rare nerve damage to his left leg.
Yeah, he wondered if he'd be able to play again after missing 3 months. He finally got back out on the court. Good for him, because I enjoy watching him play.
And it's slammed in by Ariza.
That was some slick passing from Harden on that one.
Outside, Green. To the paint. Here's Aldridge. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Aldridge has got 8 points.
And I tell you what, the Rockets are happy to have Terrence Jones back and healthy. They tried to acquire Bosh last season. Looked like they had it, but make no mistake, Jones was always going to be a player not only with tremendous potential, but someone that they view as a valuable commodity on that roster.
Pass to Aldridge. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And guys, Terrence Jones, good numbers as far as blocks and rebounding and scoring around the rim. He's also shown potential as far as playing on the perimeter. The Rockets hope he can fill that spread 4 role for them moving forward.
And the second free throw, good.
And guys, remember, LaMarcus Aldridge last January suffering a torn ligament in his thumb, scheduled to undergo surgery and miss 2 months of the season. But he opted to tough it out and keep playing. And boy, how big was that for the Blazers?
Spurs trail by 5. Leonard attacking. And there's the foul against Houston.
That's his first personal foul.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter.
Well, I like it, guys. I mean, better execution defensively here in the second half. You can tell they've made some adjustments.
And he goes in for the dunk.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
And Aldridge postponing that thumb injury surgery, even though they said it might double his eventual recovery time.
Yeah, I think it's pretty admirable that he was out there, because he wasn't just playing in pain. He was playing hurt. That shows you his commitment to winning.
Terry kicks to Capella. Clock at 6. To the paint. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Parker passes to Duncan. Ginobili outside. That's good, and so Duncan with the assist. Ginobili's got himself on the board with 3 there.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
And there's Terry. Kicks it to Capella. Feeds it to Beasley. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that 2-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Can't be any surprise to you that Tim Duncan, folks, last year became the leading rebounder of all active players. Passed up Kevin Garnett for that honorable distinction. We're talking 15,000 rebounds total over 18 seasons.
And Duncan drops them both. Getting back to Duncan's rebounding, he's always had the great size and wingspan and timing, and he really positions himself well for those rebounds. But what seems to separate him is his quiet toughness. He'll never back down.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, he's not a guy that's going to yell or pump his fist. He's not going to flex his muscles to the crowd. He just silently assassinates you
well said.
out on the floor.
You're right. You're so right. The Spurs have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line. Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division, and as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
Ginobili kicks to Martin. Good D by Ariza.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Now Harden. He's got 14. He got it up. He got it up in time, but... And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. Rockets lead by 7. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And the final period of play just about to start. When you think of James Harden, you don't think much about his athleticism. His strength, though, is exceptional for his position.
Yeah, I think that's his greatest attribute. His ball handling's good, but it's his strength. He's able to run through contact.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He doesn't think they've been giving it their all, saying they've been quicker to rebounds, to every loose ball. We gotta wake up. The game's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We have got to take control of this thing. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
On the floor for San Antonio, starting the fourth quarter. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Aldridge out there with Boris Diaw, and it's Mills in at the 1 spot. Green against Harden. Screen by Howard. Harden dishes to Howard. Jones, no one around him. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket.
And Harden able to get wherever he wants on the court. I mean, he can muscle you, but he's also got that Euro step and all those moves that just leave you in a dizzy.
And Mills kicks to him. Here's Leonard. Got a hand on it. He lobs it up. Harden, no good.
Nice effort on the alley-oop, but probably not a good choice.
Yeah, it looked good initially, but then broke down just as quickly.
You know, and Harden, you think about how elusive he is, but at the same time, he's a guy that seeks contact. I mean, he'll entice a defender to try and reach in, and a master salesman when it comes to getting those refs to blow the whistle.
And it's Ariza in the corner. It's Harden with the drive. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Spurs trail by 10. Outside, Green. Diaw, the screen. And Jones over to help. The 3. The shot misses.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
Leonard, the pass to Mills. Fires for 3. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
Harden kicks to Howard. And stolen by Aldridge. And here they come. Mills can't hit.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Harden with it. Now Green defending. It's Harden with the drive. And it's Howard finishing it off.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finish hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Guys, I'm not sure there's a better star player who's a better fit for his team's philosophy than James Harden. He reflects the Rocket system perfectly.
I don't think you're wrong on that, Kevin. I mean, the Rockets, an analytically minded team. They love layups, free throws, and threes. Harden can get all of those done.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter.
And Harden, either intentionally or not, is really the poster child for a new era of analytics that's starting to drop.